Hey everybody, Frankie Russo Show, 77 WABC pre-show. This is Frankie Russo, baby. Donald Trump goes boom. He did. It was great. Oh my God. We got to help America's team help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces fight post-traumatic stress disorder. We got to do this, though funding is slow. FRusso14 at AOL.com. You all got to check it out, because we're going to help America's team help. We're going to help America's team help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces fight post-traumatic stress disorder. That's what I'm talking about, okay? FRusso14 at AOL.com. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Now, I did my model as always. Fraudulent Sector Service Card Bomber, Clinton Foundation, Iranian Global Terror Network, Iranian Terror Surrogates. Okay, so let's get down to business. It was a great night. Oh my God. That thing was crazy. You know, what I found really interesting was, what really helped me through the election was the election night was the forecast on the New York Times. No friend of Donald Trump. They got this computer thing, man. It was ridiculous. I just don't believe the popular vote. I don't believe she got 1.2 more point more. She got 1.2 more of a percentage than Donald Trump. I just don't believe it. There's too much fugazi going on. People 60 million votes, really? I don't believe the results in Virginia, Colorado, Nevada, and Minnesota, and New Hampshire. Something went on over here. I don't believe it. You can't tell me the people waiting online to vote for her. They were waiting online to vote for Donald Trump. You better believe it. So we're going to go through some of the articles. I was going through it was amazing was when the election broke in Florida. That was unbelievable. Because I was watching the model, because I was on social media. I had my iPad, I had my iPhone, and I was watching it. And at one point, before Florida broke for Trump, she was by the New York Times software program. She had a 63% chance of becoming the president of the United States. Once this thing flipped for Trump, oh my God. I think by between 10 and 11, about 11 o'clock, the New York Times, that's why I didn't understand the way this thing went out. The New York Times live presidential forecast had Trump at like 90+% chance of winning. I mean, he was the man. He had Michigan, Pennsylvania. They just didn't want to call it. They just didn't want to call it for Trump. The kid from Queens, baby. DT went boom. I love Donald Trump, man. The best thing never happened to this country. We're so lucky and fortunate that Donald Trump is, I'm going to go through the paper because there's a few articles in here I want to conceivably use for tonight's show. Some good stuff. Earthquake. Trump's success is a huge shift in U.S. culture. The nation's cultural and political elite have been handed its walking papers by the American electorate. What just happened is the most momentous, I'm sorry, I'm like, it's almost 12 o'clock, I can't even friggin' read. Momentous shift in American political and cultural life in our lifetime. There's no way to digest the meaning of Donald Trump being on the verge of winning the presidency. Understanding it is the work of a generation. Of course, we're seeing desperate and pathetic efforts to declare the results illegitimate. For example, Paul Cragen of the New York Times said last night, election night, that Hillary Clinton's loss was due to the conscious efforts to suppress African American vote. Really? Just as John Podhoretz, that's the National Review. They weren't with Trump. That's for sure. They weren't with Trump. You know? Amazing. That idea is beyond preposterous and intellectually deranged. What we saw was a national wave that turned blue states red, not in a case which voter ID laws and efforts to restrict early voting changed the balance of a state or two. Amazing. Huge. Donald Trump likely made history, winning the presidency only 17 months after entering politics. His win, assuming Clinton concedes, which she did, is a decisive rejection of Hillary Clinton and a harsh repudiation of a President Obama who thought he could seize on the temporary lock on Congress. Voters gave the Democrats in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis to move the nation permanently to the left. Wow. So that's one. Okay, this is interesting now. Okay, good. Every which way to win. How they voted. Now this is according to the New York Times, New York Post. Okay, New York Post, Jeffrey Belhair. All right. How they voted. Men, 53% to 41% Trump. Women, 54-42 Clinton. Millennials, 55-37 Clinton. 30 to 44s was 50 to 42 Clinton. 45 to 64 was 53-44 Trump. White women, Trump got a 53-44. 53-43. Crazy. Non-white college grads, 71 Clinton, 23. That number's going to change, I think. I think the non-white college grads are going to go with the white college grads, and that's going to be an amazing coalition. 65 plus years Trump, 53%. Black men went 80% for Clinton, 13 Trump. That's up. I think Romney was in the single digits. Non-white, no degree, 75-20. Those are going to go definitely more to. Those are definitely going to go with the white non-degree. That's a tremendous coalition. Whites, Trump 58-37. Black women 94-4 was Clinton. City dwellers 50. Look at it. City dwellers 50K plus. Clinton got 59. Trump got 35. Blacks overall was 8% Trump, 88% Clinton, and Hispanic men, Trump got 33%. Clinton got 62%. Suburbanites, 50-45 Trump. Hispanics overall, Trump got 29%. He almost broke the 30. I thought he was going to break the 30 barrier. Hispanic women, Trump got 26%. Clinton got 68%. Rural small cities, 62 Trump, 34 Clinton. Asian 65-29. White men 63-31 Trump. White college grads 49-45 Trump. Whites no degrees 67 Trump, 28 Clinton. Crazy, right? I just, I was following this election the whole night, and I don't believe Colorado's results. I believe we won Colorado. We won Nevada. I don't believe that I don't believe the numbers. I think that obviously this is a rigged. He beat so many people, Donald Trump. The rigged polls, the rigged debates, the rigged system. They rigged it for Bernie Sanders. I just don't believe these numbers. I believe that this was a total, the popular vote. I just can't believe we didn't win a popular vote here. I just can't believe it. I don't believe the numbers. Because I believe the data, internet miners, the web analytics cats, the dudes that do all the data mining with the web. Those guys called the last 4 elections. Not like these pundits. These antiquated models that use 2012 models, or they're heavily weighted. The samples are weighted heavily for the Democrats. The methodologies are off. The demographics are off. And quite frankly, they're not attached to a. Wow, this is Julia Roberts with Brad Pitt. I thought that was one of his girlfriends. But it's crazy because there's no biofeedback attached. There's no biofeedback attached, you know? So, I don't know. But anyway, so we're looking at this thing, and, oh yeah, so here's the other thing they're talking about now. They're talking about, could you imagine Trump voters were hiding in plain sight? Dr. Anthony Rapetti wants the cosmopolitan class who so misread everything about this election cycle to know the first thing they might want to shed is their constant mocking of those who live in flyover country. He also wants them to know that despite the gashing of teeth over the mere thought of a Donald Trump presidency or the rise of his supporters as an electoral force, he holds no malice. The Trump presidency will never be a threat to their way of life, the way progressive policies were to the values Trump supporters hold dear. Dr. Anthony Rapetti, the father of four, grandson of immigrants and highly sought after chief of surgery at a suburban Pittsburgh hospital, is one of nearly 3 million voters in Western Pennsylvania who helped put Trump over the top in a state that hasn't gone Republican since 1988. He doesn't fit coastal America's idea of a Trump supporter, and that's part of the reason the media missed what was happening right under their noses. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, this is a good article. And that was by Selena Zito. So, let me get one more paper. Democracy is a handshake. Trump went to see Obama. Did you see they interviewed Rudy Giuliani on Fox News? And, you know, there's speculation Rudy's going to be Attorney General. I heard that Trump's looking to fire Preet Bharara, too. It's crazy stuff going on, you know. But what I found interesting was Rudy was talking, you know, proud, because he's a big supporter of Donald Trump. And they asked him about Hillary Clinton and pardoning her. Yo, the entire his whole body language changed. And it was like, you know, he gets Attorney General spot, it's game on. He's going to go after the Clintons. And they're going to have to pardon her, which is great because this way they can't run anymore. We got to get rid of them. We got to get rid of the Clintons. We got to get rid of these criminals, these gangsters. We got to throw them out. Really. We must. So, okay, so I'm just going through this list, and I'm going to do some articles, and we're getting ready for tonight. It's crazy, you know. It was great. It was a great night, man. I just want to thank all my fellow Trumpers, fellow Trumpocrats. It was an amazing victory. Amazing. It was amazing. So, and what I really like is the 2018 senatorial races that are coming down the pipeline. Conceivably, I got to look this up. I'm going to look at, matter of fact, I'm going to look up. So we got this before, I'm going to look it up in a minute. So Clinton got 1.5 higher % on the popular, which I don't believe. I predicted it. My prediction was 290 to 310 electoral votes for Trump. According to the live presidential forecast by the New York Times, Trump's got 306. Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Florida, North Carolina. He crushed her in Ohio. Oh my God, that was a crush. My God, that was amazing. Listen to this. Okay, Update, right? Obama 2012 would have beat. Wait, you updated this? They changed it because I read where they said Trump would have beaten him. They changed it. Here's what happened. Oh, okay, he used the wrong numbers. It says mea culpa because I read that the New York Times vote record database for the numbers in this post. This was a mere convenience. So he used the wrong numbers. So the 2012 Obama would have beaten Trump. Oh man. Let's see. So 2012, Trump would have won Florida. Well, that was close, and Pennsylvania was close. Trump got 2.9 million, 12,000. Obama got 2.9 million, 7,000. So Obama would have lost Pennsylvania to Trump. Obama would have lost Ohio to Trump. So Obama would have lost Florida to Trump in 2012. Trump got 400,000, almost 400,000 more votes than Trump. In Pennsylvania, Trump wins there. Trump wins Ohio. Stop there to crunch the numbers. That's 67. The question, did Trump 2016 defeat Obama 2000? All the states Romney won? Yes. Wow, Trump beats him in North Carolina in 2012, Arizona, Georgia, Utah. A review of the Romney 2012 state confirms that Trump in this hypothetical matchup would have carried every single one against Obama. Wait a second. Trump would have won a razor sharp. He's saying that the article that Trump, by nearly 300,000 votes, he's saying that Trump would have lost Michigan, Wisconsin, and Virginia, and Colorado. But it wouldn't have been enough. Trump would have beat him on Electoral College, 273 to 265. Trump would have edged him out. So that's how White House open to a Clinton pardon. The White House isn't ruling out the possibility of Hillary Clinton receiving a last-minute pardon from President Obama, even though she hasn't been charged with a crime. We have to go after these people. You know, it's like the Council of American Islamic Relations. They're unindicted co-conspirators in the Holy Land Foundation trial. The NAIT, North American Islamic Trust, unindicted co-conspirators in the Holy Land Foundation trial. You got the ISIN, Islamic Society of North America, unindicted co-conspirators of the Holy Land Foundation trial. They weren't charged with anything, and they dropped all the charges on the Holy Land Foundation trial. They dropped the charges in 2010 or 11, the Obama administration, and they're able to function in the United States, and they're perpetrating, and they're doing their dirty tricks within the system, and we're allowing them to do it. The president has offered clemency to a substantial number of Americans who were previously serving time in federal prisons. Sounds like a coup d'état to me. That's what they did in Libya. They took over Gaddafi. He let all the jihadists on the street. And we didn't talk in advance about the president's plans to offer clemency to any of those individuals, and that's because we don't talk about the president's thinking, particularly with respect to any specific cases that may apply to pardons or commutations. So I found something interesting. You know, this is something interesting. A little different take on things and a little different look on things. Trump. People claim Trump looks like General Patton. So I was looking at some of these scientists, like these astrologists that use math and the stars and the alignment of the stars, and I was looking at this medical doctor that has a certain methodology where he's able to, with some likelihood and all probability, that, for example, Halle Berry is Dorothy Dandridge reincarnated. That's how she won the Academy Award that Dorothy Dandridge didn't get when she was in her lifetime. So that was, and then you got, like, for example, she looks a lot like Dorothy Dandridge. And then you got Robert Downey Jr. He played Charlie Chaplin, and oh my God, he looks like so much like Charlie Chaplin. It's crazy. And then Trump, General Patton. It's interesting. A lot of similarities. 6'2", a lot of similarities. The way they, their language at times. Chelsea Clinton is being groomed to run for the Congress. This is what I mean. Well, just when you think the Clintons are going away, right? While some pundits are declaring the Clinton political dynasty dead, sources tell us that is far from over. Chelsea Clinton is being groomed for the New York Senate seat held by Nita Lowey. Chelsea could run for the seat in New York City's 17th congressional district once Lowey, a respected 79-year-old career politician with nearly 30 years of experience, retires. Lowey's district includes parts of Rockland and Westchester counties, and conveniently Chappaqua, the Clinton family home base. In August, Hillary and Bill Clinton purchased a home next door to their primary residence in Chappaqua for $1.16 million, which is intended for Chelsea, her husband, and her 2 kids. Chelsea will be the next extension of the Clinton brand. In the past years, she has taken a very visible role in the Clinton Foundation on the campaign trail. While politics isn't the life Hillary wanted for Chelsea, she chose to go on the campaign trail for her mother and has turned out to be very poised, articulate, and comfortable with the visibility. So that's something. Oh yeah, and Cher says she's going to leave the planet. Trump won, she's leaving the planet. Go figure. Right? Trump won, so she's going to leave the planet. And let's see what Drudge is saying today. Trump prepares for power. Oh yeah, the transition team now is led by Michael Pence. The Pope is being very quiet about, says the concern for a politician's impact on the poor. He's being very quiet about Trump. You know, I'm not down with this Pope. Nah. New populism and Silicon Valley on collision course. Trump calls slain cop's widow to offer condolences. President Donald Trump called slain cop Sergeant Paul Tuzolo's widow and personally extended his condolences to her on the day that thousands of police officers paid tribute to the fallen officers pay tribute to the fallen finest at his funeral. Crazy. It's very unfortunate what they're doing to the police force. Really crazy. Assassination threats flood against Trump, flood Twitter. What is up with that? The shock and anger over Donald Trump's ascension to the White House has triggered a flood of calls on Twitter and other social media outlets for the president-elect to be assassinated. That's crazy. Trump met with Obama in the Oval Office, with the Republican businessman calling the hour session a great honor. Obama said they had an excellent and wide-ranging conversation while urging all people to now come together. But the message of inclusion was apparently lost in the social media circles, particularly Twitter, where a simple search can reveal dozens and dozens of calls to gun down the next leader of the free world. Some posts call for both Trump and President-elect Pence. It's crazy. Very, very unfortunate. Stocks, best week since 2011. Panic as Facebook falsely pronounces users dead. This is crazy. This is, I'm on Drudge Report. This is 221 trillion, 692 billion federal tax dollars were collected for a month of October. Feds still run deficit of 44 trillion. Well, despite bringing in record tax revenue of 221 trillion, the federal government ran a deficit of 44 trillion during the month. That is because federal spending in October was 265 trillion, according to CNS.com. Drudge Report. Database of New York City illegals deleted. Here we go. Mayor database of undocumented workers could be deleted. A database containing the identity of undocumented immigrants living in New York City would not be open to a Trump administration without a real fight. Mayor de Blasio, speaking at a news conference the day after President-elect Trump's stunning victory, also left open the possibility that the database, which holds personal information from more than 850,000 New Yorkers who have a city municipal ID, could be scrubbed. Who are these people? Who are these people, right? Media is still freaking. Trump hails Trump to work for just lasting Middle East peace. Trump has Israel as the last beacon of light. Wow. Mohammed Abbas, because Trump is talking about Russian Prime Minister Dmitry, Palestinian President Mohammed Abbas said Trump's victory was American business. We followed the electoral process for over a year. What matters to us is what Trump will say once he enters the White House. Understand, Mohammed Abbas is an unindicted co-conspirator for the bombing of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. He's an unindicted co-conspirator. He worked out a cooperative agreement with Hamas, and Hamas is the Palestinian branch of Muslim Brotherhood, terrorist entity. Donald Trump wants to work out. I don't know what Trump's going to do with them, but they're not good. Media is still freaking over Trump, how Trump bypassed hostile media to deliver his message. He used Twitter and a loose network of alternative news sites. Trump had a way of taking to Twitter and could literally change the narrative because he has such a large following. He did a great job, I tell you. Another brick in the wall. Let's see, what else? I'm on Drudge Report. So we talked about Chelsea Clinton being groomed for the Congress. Hillary's celebrity feminism failure. Huma weeps in street. Let's see this. Huma. Exclusive. Huma Abedin breaks down, weeps openly as she returns to campaign headquarters where she and her aides ran doomed bid to elect Hillary Clinton. The FBI investigation into her pervert, estranged husband, Anthony Weiner, is being cited as one of the reasons for her boss losing. She had nothing to do with it. it's Anthony Weiner's fault. After all, they're running their sex slaves, and it came out in WikiLeaks. They had a sex slaves ring going, but she had nothing to do with it. Listen to this Michael Moron. They voted for a guy named who's saying twice, Trump voters are not racist. Oh, wow. Michael Moore disputed the notion that all people who voted for President-elect Donald Trump are racist, reiterating the fact that millions of them voted for Oh, wow. They're not racist. Good for you. You mean to tell me you actually spoke the truth? Dems worry only men will run for DNC chair. USA Soccer, oldest bar in New York City closed for health violations in one Friday. CNN Zucker paid Drake to sing at son's celebration. Earthquakes rattle Oklahoma days after 5. Okay. Huge chunk of Chinese space debris crashes to Earth. Arrival. Curry seeking. Okay, warming at the end of the. Yeah, he doesn't know what the hell. He doesn't know. Bots learn to troll social media. Robots. Let's see this. This is on the Drudge. The rise of machines. Hate bots are here, taking over the internet. So-called social bots have been discovered after research found numerous accounts that can post thousands of comments a day, every day, as well as send messages and links. They can reproduce these bots. These bots have genitalia. For real. Crazy, man. You know? They got genitalia. Supermoon to grace Earth's skies. Wave of vigilante killings in Mexico. Donald Trump. President Trump. I am just like, here we go, interesting. Some illegals already leaving. This is interesting. 1.4 Obama amnesty applicants onto deportation list. Some 1.4 illegals who followed Obama's request to sign up for 2 controversial amnesty programs could be among the first to face deportation under the new administration. In exchange for getting into 2 programs, they handed over their identities, home addresses, and admitted to being in the United States illegally, making them the easiest to find and legally to deport. I was surprised anyone would be stupid enough to sign up for the deferred action for childhood arrivals and deferred actions for parents of Americans. Yet apparently hundreds of thousands of people did so anyway, according to the Center of Immigration Studies. He said in a blog post, John Miano, in a blog post that the programs are dead under a Trump administration. Those who sign up create a list of prime candidates for deportation with names, lists, and admission of illegal alien status. Seekers have already received reports that illegals are already starting to leave the country. One source said that some in Virginia left for the border on Wednesday, the day Trump was declared the winner. The agency that took the names, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, has on file 1.4 million names of applicants for the DACA and the DAPA. They break down this way: 1 million from Mexico, 109,000 from countries from which thousands of youths fled in the last 3 years: El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. Over half live in 607,000 live in California and Texas. Look at this. On Saturday, they're going to hold a vigil. 4,000 expected at candleless vigil near White House on Saturday. Why? Shocked and saddened by the results of the presidential election, let's stand together at the White House and show the world that love can still Really? As they steal the money from the country. I mean, really? I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see what else before we go. Anything else? Well, so here's how this thing broke down. Now, as I said before, there wasn't many good forecasting models out there, and I stumbled onto this New York Times because of social media. I got onto this live presidential forecast on New York Times about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I was tracking everything with this thing. And up to a certain point, as I said earlier, the New York Times had Hillary Clinton when was looking because of the exit polls and the way everything was basically rigged. They had Hillary Clinton 63% chance of winning with Florida. And then everything flipped. As the night went on, Florida flipped for Trump, and then he crushed her in Ohio. And then Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania fell in line, and it was game over. And this model, this forecast model by the New York Times, had Trump winning about 10 or 11 o'clock. Like 90 plus, 99% likely elected president of the United States. The networks refused it. They refused to call it till like 2:30 in the morning. The AP called it, then Fox called it, and everybody else went in line. I just don't believe the numbers. I don't believe that she got 1.2. I just can't believe that she got 60 million votes. I just can't believe that. I find that very hard to believe. Virginia, Colorado. I don't believe we lost Colorado. I don't believe we lost Minnesota, New Hampshire. They got her with 100% voted, 1.5 difference in Minnesota. That's a swing state in 4 years. Was Colorado too, without a doubt. And I can't, Trump's DT speaks softly and carries a big stick. I believe that he's going to be able to broaden this coalition because he's going to get the high school grad African American Latinos to join this coalition with the whites. Oh my God, DT will have my God. He's going to broaden his coalition, man. He gets the high school grad and some college African American Latinos, the non-whites, to join the whites. That's some coalition, boy. Oh my God. DT will smash again. DT will smash again. He will smash again. So it was a great time, man. I tell you, I couldn't believe it, quite honestly. I believed it, but I couldn't believe it, because he was up against so much, Donald Trump was up against so much. I was just like blown away. So it looks like we got a few things we're gonna hit him with. He won women. He won more white women than Hillary Clinton. Trump. I was looking at this and they flipped the numbers on me over here, right? So they're saying, right. So Trump wins in North Carolina over Obama 2012, Arizona over Obama 2012, Georgia over Obama 2012, Utah over Obama 2012, and he wins Ohio, Trump, Florida, Trump, right? 2012 Obama. Though Obama would have trounced him in Michigan, Wisconsin, Virginia, and Colorado. According to the data here, it wouldn't have been enough because Obama would have got 265 electoral votes and Trump would have got 273 according to the National Review. Trump would have beat him. Trump would have beat him. Crazy. Wow. So I'm going to get out of here. It's almost 12:30. We'll be on the air in about a half hour, so I'm going to get ready now. I'm going to get up ready for the show. Yeah, man. So we had the Trumpocrats, my fellow Trumpocrats, my fellow Trumpers. Congratulations, we did it. And now Donald Trump's got to speak softly and carry a big stick, and let his team get things done. This is Frankie Russo pre-show number 142. Getting ready to pop off at about 107 over here live at 77 WABC. We went through all the articles and it's crazy. So we're going to make this happen. Yeah. I'll see you all in about a half hour, 35 minutes. Frankie Russo. Yeah.